Good evening. The opportunity to use artificial intelligence is everywhere.
However, the technology requires large data centers to operate, and the possibility of these facilities finding a home in South Dakota is now part of the race for the governor's office in 2026.
KELOLAND's Dan Centella spoke with gubernatorial candidates today to find out their thoughts. Good evening, Dan.
Laurel and Republican Dusty Johnson, who's seeking to change jobs from South Dakota's lone member of the U.S. House in D.C. to its governor and peer, has shared his plan for South Dakota to become a welcoming home for data centers. Following my interview with him today, I spoke with the other two announced Republicans for the GOP nomination, Doeden and John Hansen. Data centers, like these in Virginia, are part of the modern American landscape. Dusty Johnson envisions them coming to South Dakota and paying property and sales taxes.
This would be a huge opportunity for us to lower that tax burden on South Dakotans. But right now, we are simply not going to build any data centers in this state because our laws are not a good fit for them.
Data centers utilize considerable quantities of power and water. Some could actually demand more electricity than a community the size of New Orleans or Pittsburgh. For their parts, Doeden and John Hansen are clear on how they view artificial intelligence.
And I think the United States should be at the forefront of AI. I think the United States should dominate the development of AI and data centers. I genuinely do. I have said from the beginning of my campaign, Dan, that my focus is putting South Dakota first.
I absolutely welcome new business and innovation that brings jobs and growth to our communities and provides opportunities for our kids to find good work and stay in South Dakota. And, you know, the president is right when he says that AI is going to change the world.
Johnson wants companies interested in building a data center in South Dakota to pay less in state taxes or no state taxes on electronic equipment. But he says a company intending to build a data center would have to prove a few things within his plan.
They're not going to have any negative impact on electric users, existing South Dakota electric ratepayers. Number two, they're not going to have any negative impact on water users in the area. Number three, that they are going to pay substantial taxes. And then number four, they are going to create good jobs.
But on the question of how data centers could come to South Dakota, Hansen and Doeden have similar thoughts.
These data centers, by the way, are owned by some of the world's richest tech billionaires. They're coming here and they're pushing for these massive state tax breaks. And I'm not for that.
We ought not be using taxpayer subsidies to fund these data centers in South Dakota on the backs of hardworking, tax-paying South Dakotans that are already struggling to pay their bills.
Also running for governor of South Dakota in 2026 are Democrat Robert Arnold and Independent Terry Gleason. Arnold today told me via email that he opposes, quote, making it easier for data centers to come to South Dakota in any way. I spoke with Gleason over the phone a short time ago. He told me he would support Johnson's plan for bringing data centers to South Dakota.